Okay, Bismillah. Okay, folks, welcome back. Okay, I'm joined by my student today, Amina. Okay, we have chapter 6 percentages. We carry on the percentages theme in the next couple of videos. So, expressing A as a percentage of B is the 21st of May 2013. This is the sheet that we're going to be using today. Okay, we're going to look at this exercise 8 over here. Okay, let's put this topic into context. When would you need to express a number as a percentage of another number? In what circumstances? And the easy one to think about is in school when you have a test. So we have example number 1. Okay, Simon. Okay, scores. Okay, that's a typical type of question. One typical type of question. Example number 1. Simon scores 17 out of 20 in a science test. What percentage is this? It could be in the context of a percentage. You could say, for example, you have 20 out of 30 of the class is boys. What percentage are boys? For example, you look in a car park, you find 3 are green. You have 3 green cars, 5 blue cars, 12 yellow cars. What percentage are yellow? So this context of when you would need to work out percentage is many examples that you would be required to work out a percentage. We'll just look at this context for today, or for this particular example. Now, 17 out of 20, let's just write that down over here again. I'll code it for you. Now, so here's your A part. When we change, first of all, when we change the numerical part into a fraction, the word off, in mathematics, we talk about times, like 3/4 off something, so we have to times the number by 3/4. But now we got out of, this is now talking about division. So what we'll have is 17 out of 20. So we have now very quickly converted this statement 17 out of 20 into a fraction. 17 out of 20. So the division line in terms of the English reads as out of. 17 out of 20, and we've done the first step. We've converted a verbal question into a fraction. First number on the top, second number on the bottom is another way of looking at the situation. Okay? So A is a percentage of B. So the first number goes on top, second number goes on bottom. Now, in previous videos we have looked at how we change a fraction into a percentage. Remember that, Amina? Yeah, the previous lesson that you just had. Right, now, that's the first part. Let's rewrite the first part over here. We have to now convert this first part, 17 over 20, into a percentage. Because the number 20 is a factor of 100, we can use the easier equivalent technique. Okay? Now, percentages means out of 100, I've got 17 out of 20. So we're going to convert the 20s into hundredths. Let's have a look how we do that. Start at the bottom. What do we do to the 20 to change into 100, Amina? We times it by 5, thank you. And if you times the bottom by 5, what do you do to the top? Do the same. So 17 times by 5, 10 times by 5 is 50, 7 times by 5 is 35, 50 and 35 is, 50 add 35 is 85. So we have altogether 85 out of 100, which gives us 85%. Just checking all this on the videos come up nice and clear. Good. Okay. First number on the top. Out of means divide. Second number on the bottom. This number is bottom number is nice number, which is a nice chunky number. It's a factor of 100, so we can use the equivalent technique. We do both techniques last one, didn't we? Times in one over. So that will convert 17 out of 20 into 85%. That's the end of example number 1. Let's write that down. Let's do it as a question. Right, let's have loads of context there. Okay. Example number 2. Okay, hopefully we can try to squeeze in 2 examples over here. Right, example number 2. Let's think about somebody's got a delivery. And let's say, for example, 79. Yeah. Okay, let's make the number a bit more friendly. Making this question up. Okay, say we have 80. Okay, 80 bulbs. Okay, out of okay, so you're selling bulbs in your shop. You find 80 bulbs out of the 800 delivered are faulty. What percentage are faulty? Okay, so that's example number 2. We've got to work out how many of the bulbs are faulty. So let's set out the question. Okay, what did we say that out of means in this context? It means, so you put the first number on the top, first number, and the out of means, what does it mean? What? Yeah. First number on the top, out of gets the divide, second number goes on the bottom. Okay, you happy with that? Now, we need to convert this into percentage. Now, 800 is not a factor of 100, it's a multiple of 100. So let's use our traditional method for changing a fraction into a percentage. So, I'm going to now multiply this by 100 over 1. To change any fraction into a percentage, the traditional method is times it by 100. So I'm using the traditional method in this particular question. You'll see why. Okay. When we are multiplying fractions, we can cancel vertically or diagonally. Okay. At the moment, the quickest way for me to cancel is, well, if I divide 100 by 100, that gives me 1. And if I divide 800 by 100, it gives me 8. So I'm cancelling diagonally in this direction. Now, what have I got left? I've got 80 and 8. Can I cancel those two as well? The answer is yes. What can I cancel them by? 8 divided by 8 is 1. And 80 divided by 8 is 10. So we're left with 10 times by 1 and 1 times by 1. So the last part of this traditional technique is you multiply the top numbers out, multiply the bottom numbers out. So on the top we have 10 times by 1, which is 10. And on the bottom we have left over after the cancelling 1 times by 1, which is 1. And 10 divided by 1 is 10. Good. Okay. So I haven't missed any of the steps out. As you get more confident, you can just go from here straight to there. That's totally up to you. Okay. Example number 3, let's look at another question, another scenario. Okay, let's just say we have okay, just double checking the video. It's looking nice and clean. Okay. Simon, next question. You're in school, 30 out of 40 pupils in a class are girls. What percentage is this? So let's just write the numbers out again at the bottom. Okay, 30 out of 40. Now, the first number goes on the top. Out of means divide, and the 40 goes on the bottom. So if you read this fraction, that reads 30 out of 40, or 30 divided by 40. Okay, so now we have a number again. We're looking at a technique now that we're going to use. We need to now convert this 30 over 40 into a percentage. 40 is not a multiple, 40 is not a factor of 100, because it won't go into 100 exact number of times. So we're going to use this technique again. Okay, we're not going to use the equivalent technique, we're going to use the traditional timesing by 100 technique. So here we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to cancel this time vertically, because we can. That time I cancel diagonally, then vertically. I'm going to cancel vertically first. 30, if I divide that by 10, will give me 3. If I divide the top by 10, I've got to divide the bottom by 10. 40 divided by 10 will give us 4. So that gives you 3 on top, 1 on the bottom now. Now, if I try to cancel diagonally here, can you cancel? Simplify, which means dividing by the highest common factor. What number will divide into 4 and also into 100? Think. 2. Well, dividing by 1 is useful. I call that the useless divider. The only thing about dividing by 1. Yes. 1 is the factor of 4 and 100. But don't go down there. Down that road. 2 is good. 4 will divide by 2. 100 will divide by 2. But what's bigger than 2? 4. 4. Let's do 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then 100 divided by 4 is 25. So we cancel diagonally now. Now the next part of this style of multiplying fraction question is we need to multiply out now the top numbers and multiply out the bottom numbers. So, now what we have left over here, the 30 has now become a 3 and the 100 has now become a 25. Okay, the 40 has now become a 1. So 3 times by 25 is, and 1 times by 1 is 1. 75 divided by 1 is 1. Okay, are we happy with that? Right, that's come up nicely on the video, it's looking nice and clear. Okay, right, that's the end of our tutorial, the taught part of the lesson. Now I'm going to switch the video off. We're going to give you an opportunity for, I'm going to try some of these questions. I'll be making a small video of the actual questions plus answers for you to follow. So if you want to look at the next video and see what the questions that I'm going to done and what the answers are, where you can print those out by using print screen on by freezing the video, and you can follow it as well at home, or parents can do that for their children and you can do it together at home with parents. Okay, right, that's the end of this video, of this lesson, and inshallah hopefully we'll see you in the next video. You'll get the question answers plus the next scheduled video is looking at ordering fractions, percentages and decimal, which is exercise 9, which brings us to the end of this chapter. Okay, so when I come until then. Okay, as promised, here comes the video of the questions that we're following in the lesson. Exercise 8, questions 1 to 10. For you to pause and print screen them and do this with your children. Here comes the answers now. Okay, so these are the answers to exercise 8 for the parents who want to mark it with their children. Okay.